Hello, this is Up Trail 71. I'm back for another adventure. It is Friday the 13th today, so it's a little spooky, but it's a beautiful day in September. And they are predicting it to get a little warm today, in the mid-80s. And another thing a little different for this trip, I'll be using my hammock. And of course I'm solo. And I'll be camping on Mirror Lake. But first, before I go to Mirror Lake, I'll be going off trail for a good distance. It'll be. I'm going to try, at least attempt, to search for an old World War II plane that crashed. And there's a lot of debris still out there. The government, back then, I think crashed in April of 1944. The government did take most of the important pieces back out of there from what I read. It's very difficult to find. There's no coordinates for it, but I did quite a bit of research over the last few years, so I have a good idea. So all I can do is hope for the best. Well, I'm going to guess about here should be a good spot to turn into the woods. This should be an interesting hike. It'll be over a mile for sure. So I have no idea what I'm getting into. I do have my GPS on, and I do have a map where I estimate this debris should be. And all 6 of the crew did survive. They parachuted out, the engine caught on fire, then it crashed, then they hiked to Silver City, where some people found them when they went to that area. And I'll have to get up my GPS soon because I am definitely getting off trail here. Well, this is definitely not an easy hike. This is what I'm going through right now. Very thick. But this is what you get when you go off trail. And I'm glad it's a drier time of the year, because I'm sure there'd be plenty of wet spots. You really gotta watch your step. A lot of blown down trees also. See another one coming up over here. Alright, still going in the correct direction. I'm almost halfway to where this wreckage site should be. And it's definitely getting warm out. And of course it's a lot harder walking through stuff like this. It's definitely not like a regular trail. And also I'm getting a cell signal once in a while, so it's spotty, but it is possible to get a cell signal in this area. Well, it should be about in this location. Haven't seen any hints of any kind of metal debris yet. Actually, it'd be an aircraft from here, aluminum. I'll keep looking. It's almost like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But let's just hope. This is one spot I find interesting. It's like a little crater right in the middle of this highland. It's the only area that looks like this. Of course, it could be just like settled mud from over many years, but it's interesting. I just keep walking around looking. I'll walk around for another hour. If I don't see anything, then I'll start heading back and go to Mirror Lake. Of course, I'm looking forward to my hammock tonight. It's been a long time. Well, at least if I needed to filter some water, found this nice little stream. Right now I'm going to make my way up in this direction where this hill is. This is all the general area of that plane crash site. Now this can make it harder to search for any debris. The vegetation around here is very thick. You almost have to walk upon it to have any chance. I did climb up to the top of the first little mountain where they claimed it was near, about 500 meters from it, and I checked the areas. But I'm going to try this next one just over from it. And then after that I'll circle around, and then if I don't see anything I'll head back to the trail and go to Mirror Lake. Well, I decided to turn back and head back in the direction of the Mirror Lake trail there, and maybe give this a try another time. It is a long ways off the trail, and I want to make sure I get to the campsite before the sun goes down. There's also some cool mushrooms right down here. Yeah, it looks like that could be some lion's mane right there. Yeah, those are cool. And I believe those are all edible. Well, it's Friday the 13th. I guess that's the way my luck goes. But it's still fun doing this hike. I enjoy going off trail. A lot of work though. There's a fall leaf and a little bear scat from looks like a few days back. Well, you can see I'm back on the main trail. Unfortunately, I didn't find that debris from the World War II plane, but at least I have a good idea where it could still be. Maybe I didn't go far enough to the south. Maybe it was 500 meters south of that very bottom of the hill, which is possible. But it looked like there's some like marshy areas and ponds down there, so I'm not sure about that. Maybe I just missed it. I did walk all over, and it was a very nice hike. A lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. And it looks like I'm coming up to that junction already. That junction where my wife and myself went up to Summit Peak about 3 weeks ago. Came down from that way, and then turned and went to Mirror Lake. Now it looks like we're arriving at the Mirror Lake campsite. I'm getting a view of the lake right now. And right back in here will be the campsites. This map should show where they are. Right there, I get a bear pole. Now I should have the first campsite. And this should be campsite number 1. So, we stayed here with my wife quite a few years back, almost 10 years ago. It's a nice spot. Lake is just right down here. You must be looking for fish. There, as you can see, I got my hammock set up for this overnight trip. My Darien Dream hammock, my ultralight tarp. I believe that's from, I can't remember, Hammock Gear I believe I got this tarp from. It's a 12-footer. It's a Hammock Gear under quilt, 40 degree. And I still have my lightened equipment top quilt inside. So I'll be looking forward to sleeping this tonight after our last trip from 3 weeks ago on the other side of Mirror Lake when my air mattress went flat, the climate one. So I believe I'll get a real nice sleep in this tonight. It's been so long since I used this setup. I couldn't remember the name of the tarp at first. Yeah, I believe this will be only my second time using this Dyneema tarp. So I really cannot say too much about it yet, but I know my first trip a couple of years ago with that tarp, it was awesome. Now I'm getting hungry, I'm going to cook some dinner. I'm heating up my water, my alcohol stove. This is what I'm going to have tonight. Cheesy pasta and chicken. In the back, I kind of bored is reading this one thing. It says a riddle. What has a single eye but cannot see? And the second riddle says, what goes up never comes down? Answers are on the bottom. And I can just imagine. The first riddle answer, a needle. The second one, your age. Okay. Oh, my alcohol stove's still burning. Must have added just a little too much. I gotta wait 12 to 15 minutes for my creamy pasta and chicken to rehydrate. So in the meantime, I'll take a walk down to the lake. You can see how close the hammock is set up to the lake. Now there is another campsite right in front here. Nobody has showed up yet, so we'll have to wait and see. So campsites are a little close on Mirror Lake, at least on this side. They're more private on the north side. You can see it has a very old fire ring. They need to replace that one. This is campsite 2 actually. And then there's a campsite 3 down there. You can hear them. Nice fire going. Oh, I see somebody with a boat out there. How calm this lake is right now. No, it doesn't look too bad. Hopefully it didn't add too much water. I don't think so. We'll find out. Hot. Well, I decided to throw my pack on, go for a little hike, and on the other side of the lake where a little tiny water stream is, and filter some water. It's a good water source. This is the best stream that I found around the Mirror Lake area, and we filtered water here 3 weeks ago. I'm going to do that right now. Ah, it's ice cold. Now I'm making my way back to the campsite after filtering water. This is a nice little boardwalk. Crosses, I believe this is a Little Carp River, the beginning of it. And this goes right to Lake Superior. I didn't want to filter water from this. It's kind of just a very still right here. Of course, there's Mirror Lake right there. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Just starting to wake up. Of course, if I sound like it, still a little bit tired. Actually, I slept really good last night. It's nice to be back in a hammock for, at least for this trip. Got some nice views just outside. See the lake. Here's some ducks out in the water. Birds chirping. Chipmunks and squirrels running around. But I'm going to get up in a few minutes, make myself a quick breakfast, and more than likely just break down and head back out. It is a beautiful morning, so I'm going to take a quick walk by the lake, and then I'll cook my breakfast. Now this looks real good. It's my favorite breakfast Mountain House meal. Well, looks like I got everything all cleaned up good, except for that mess was left by someone else. Looks like they left a blanket and some shorts or something. Anyway, I got my pack all packed up and I'm be ready to get on trail. Just a short 3-mile hike out to the trailhead. Well, I definitely liked the hammock last night. Slept very good. I may have woke up only one time that I can remember, but I believe I slept a good solid 8 hours in it. Now comparing it with my tent, I slept very good in the tent also, so I'm not going to run that down. Unfortunately, my climate sleeping pad on the last trip failed, went flat, and that was not a comfortable night, but the other nights, the sleeping pad and tent was excellent. So comparing comfort between my setup and my hammock setup, I'd say equal, 50-50. So I'd say either choice is good. Wow, look at this mushroom on the trail. Not really sure what it is. It's a good size. Now I come back to this little junction. To right there, that goes to the summit peak. Of course, I'll be going to the South Mirror Lake trailhead. And it looks like it's 1.5 miles from here. I'm now almost back to the trailhead. Actually, you can see the parking lot from here. This was another fun 2-day, 1-night adventure. I really was hoping to find that plane debris, but at least I have a good idea of what it's like to hike out there, and next time I'll check the area again. I'm not sure when I'll do it, this adventure again, but I'd like to make at least one more attempt to find that debris. So anyway, thanks for watching up Trail 71, and we'll see you in the next adventure.